Welcome to SBS News in Easy English. I'm Alan Lee. New South Wales Premier Gladys Berejiklian insists that Sydney's lockdown is effective. The state recorded 18 new cases of community-transmitted COVID-19. She said it's too early to say whether the lockdown will be extended beyond Friday. An announcement is expected after tomorrow's numbers are assessed. She's called on residents to keep up high testing numbers, especially among younger age groups.
Overnight, New South Wales recorded 18 cases of community transmission. 11 of those cases were people that were completely in isolation. 5 of those cases were people that were partially in isolation, and 2 people, unfortunately, were infectious in the community.
A third staff member has tested positive to COVID-19 at the Summit Care aged care home at Baulkham Hills in Sydney's northwest. 5 residents at the centre also previously tested positive to the virus. The operator has confirmed the new infection, and it says the affected staff member had been in isolation as they worked closely with the other 2 infected staff. Queensland has recorded 1 new case of community-transmitted COVID-19. However, Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk says authorities have been able to identify a link.
This person is connected to the Alpha cluster. She is a close contact of the man that we reported yesterday from Cinnamon Park, and she lives at Kangaroo Point. And she's in home quarantine at the moment.
The state's Chief Health Officer, Dr. Jeanette Young, says the case is a student nurse who is asymptomatic. Victoria has gone for 6 consecutive days without recording any locally acquired COVID-19 cases. Authorities are now confident they've stopped chains of community transmission in the state. They have said mask-wearing rules and capacity restrictions may be able to be relaxed. Meanwhile, Western Australia is dealing with concerns over the arrival of another coronavirus-infected ship. The arrival of a vessel with an infected crew member aboard off the state's Midwest coast has caused fresh concerns for authorities. Aboriginal traditional owners have told mining giant Rio Tinto they will no longer do Welcome to Country for company-related events. They are refusing to meet with the company until it demonstrates it is serious about modernising its agreements with them. The Wintawari Guruma Aboriginal Corporation, which represents the traditional owners, has told Rio Tinto that elders won't be engaging in cultural practices for the company out of protest. The Eastern Guruma people have also refused to meet with Rio Tinto for at least 3 months after they discovered that cultural materials salvaged from their sacred sites were thrown in a rubbish dump in the 1990s. Rio Tinto did not tell them of the mistake. Overseas, Israel has registered a decline in the effectiveness of the Pfizer coronavirus vaccine. The Delta variant is being blamed as it spreads across the country. The Israeli Health Ministry says the vaccine is now only 64% effective at preventing infection. In February, that measured 95.6%. The vaccine still prevented 93% of severe illnesses and hospitalisations. In sport, 2 Australian tennis players, Ash Barty and Ajla Tomljanovic, will play each other in tomorrow's quarterfinals at Wimbledon. It is the first time the world number 1 Barty has made it into the last 8 of the Wimbledon competition. She defeated Barbara Krejcikova. Meanwhile, Tomljanovic made it through after British teen Emma Raducanu failed to return from a medical timeout. I'm Alan Lee, and this is SBS News in Easy English.